Your videos shouldn't just get views, they should also get clients. If you're tired of posting and getting comments like, nice outfit, instead of getting comments like, how can I buy from you? Then this live is for you. I'm breaking down my 5-part system that I teach in the Convert Content to Cash Challenge that helps you to create content that sells consistently. So, if you are a business owner and you already have 6 figures in your business, and you already have an audience on social media, but you're not really sure how you can convert them into customers, then this live is for you. This live is also for the ambitious business owner where you're capped between 8 to 10K months. You're afraid to selling your videos because you don't want to sound salesy or feel slimy. Then this live is for you. What I'm going to be doing is actually giving you a glimpse of what is in the Convert Content to Cash Challenge to help you create content that actually sells. Hey, Kwanda, how you doing, honey? So if you are a business owner, go ahead and drop the name of your business in the chat. If you're not a business owner, but you want to stick around to get motivated, you can tell me where you are tuning in from. I am in New York City. It is 9 o'clock in the morning. It's still a bit nippy out over here, but it will get warmer. As you all are coming in, feel free to drop the name of your business in the chat so I can go ahead and shout you out. Or you could drop what city you are tuning in from if you do not have a business. But I want to make sure that I'm talking to business owners because this live is specifically for you. The goal is to show you how to create content that sells. So I'm going to give you a glimpse into the Convert Content to Cash Challenge. I'm going to walk you through the 5 P's of prosperity so that you will know how to thrive on social media. Once you implement these 5 P's into your content, then you will be able to attract your dream clients. You will also be able to grow your following, especially for those of you where you desire to be on bigger stages. You desire to be on high profile podcasts, but you're not really sure how to get there. This live is going to help you to do that. And this live will be able to help you to sell to your audience without sounding salesy, without feeling icky, and without feeling slimy. That's exactly what this live is to do. But as you're coming in, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. Here's why. Because I like to teach all my lives like they are master classes, which means I'm going to be dropping a lot of gems that's going to help you. But in order for you to repay me, I would love for you to engage with me. All you have to do is double tap on the screen, and all you have to do is write inside the chat. You can ask questions. You can say, girl, that looks good. Girl, I love your hair. All of that will work. The more you engage with this live, the more that social media will push it out, whether you are on TikTok, YT, LI, or IG. All of these platforms will push it out the more that you engage. All right. So, do we have any business owners in the building? Go ahead and drop the name of your business in the chat. I want to make sure that I am reaching the right audience. If you are not a business owner, you can feel free to drop in the chat where you're tuning in from. I am in New York. It is getting warm out here. Summertime is actually starting just on Saturday. So I'm pretty excited about that. And again, today, my topic is stop posting for likes, Stop posting for likes, start posting for sales. I'm going to walk you through the 5 P's of prosperity on social media so that you can create content that sells, so that you can create content that creates deep connections with your audience. You can blow up your platform and be able to land big speaking engagements for those of you in here who's like, that's exactly what I need. So here's where you want to grab your notebook, grab your pen, take note, take action, make some money, honey. Why? Because action takers are money makers, not time wasters. We're going to be together today for about 1 hour. I'm going to be dropping a lot of gems to help you to be able to create content that converts, especially if you are a business owner. Business owners and influencers, we make our money 2 different ways. As a business owner, we make our money by converting our followers into customers. So if you are putting out content and it's not converting your followers into customers, stick around because this live is going to help you. So who am I? I'm Shamar Star Cox, TV producer and marketing coach. My goal is to help 6 and 7-figure business owners get seen and get paid by creating binge-worthy content on social media. Why binge-worthy? Because whatever you binge, you buy. We are in a society where Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, you name it, people have these platforms and they are binging it every single day. And because they're binging it every day, they're also paying for it every single month. So my goal is to show you how to create that same exact experience on your page so that you can take your audience from just browsing to binging to buying. That's the strategy. It works every time. Awesome. All right, we got Gabrielle in the building from Houston, New York. Wait, you're in Houston. but you're from New York. Welcome, welcome. It must be really hot down there. And then we got Pile Exclusives is a business owner. Absolutely. Okay, so thank you all for writing that in the chat on Instagram. TikTok, if you are awake, feel free to drop in the chat. Instagram looks like this is going to be me and you. YouTube, if you're here, LinkedIn, if you're here, feel free to write in the chat as well. But if you do have any questions about your business, about your content, why it's not converting, what you can do to shift, feel free to write it in a chat. If not, you want to make sure you're taking notes, because what I'm doing today is I'm giving you a glimpse into the Convert Content to Cash Challenge. There are some of you who are new, but there are some of you who are new to me, but there are also some of you who've been around for some time. You've heard me talk about this challenge. This challenge was designed to show you how to create content that sells in 5 days or less. And so what I'm going to do today is give you a glimpse into that challenge, right? I'm going to show you what are the 5 P's to prosperity that you're missing from your content as to the reason why your views are low. So there are some of you where you're stuck between 100 views and 200 views. There are some of you where you're only getting about 1 to 2 comments on your videos, and those comments are coming from your mama and your spouse. Ouch, I know that hurts, but I want to show you how you can actually reach your dream clients all across the web by using social media marketing. And then there are some of you in here where you're already at 6 figures and you want to know, how do I scale my business using social media? You're currently getting sales through word of mouth and referrals, and you want to know, how can I add an additional source of leads and revenue through my business using the power of social media? I'm going to show you that today. It's called the 5 P's to prosperity on social media. If you implement these 5 P's, you will instantly, well, let me not say instantly because it depends on your personality. But if you implement these 5 P's to prosperity, what's going to happen is you're going to see your business scale from 10K months to 20K months to 30K months to 50K months, right? But if you're not ready to hit those K months, this live is not for you. This is only for the business owner where you're ready for the next level in your business. So you're already established. You've been in business for some time and you're ready to get to the next level in your business. And that next level is by using the power of social media. So before I get into these 5 P's, I want to, Pile Exclusive says, I purchased the program but didn't follow through. I'm back. Come back. Come back. Come back. Slide in my DM. So you purchased Convert Content to Cash Challenge, but you didn't get a chance to join. Shoot me a DM if that's the case. Hey, Arjan, how you doing? Okay, Arjan, you had an interview yesterday. I'm in the process of hiring an editor. Arjan, you had an interview yesterday. I don't know what happened to you. Right? Okay, so let me go into this story. I'm going to share a story. And then, right? Thank you, Kwana, for real. Loving the honesty from Piles. Okay. Okay, yeah. So shoot me a DM, Pile Exclusive, and let's see how. I want to confirm, and then let's see what can happen, because I've had people who purchased the challenge, wasn't able to follow through, and then we gave them another opportunity to join us again, right? So just shoot me a DM and I'll see how I can help you. Hey, Angela, thanks for joining us. All right, y'all ready for this? I want to share this story with you, and then I'm gonna give you the 5 P's to prosperity. If you're taking notes, make sure you have your pen handy, not for this story, but for the 5 P's that comes right after it, right? So I have a friend, and this friend, she was able to build probably a multiple 6-figure business on social media. And here's exactly how she did it, right? All she did was she decided, I'm going to go live. And from my lives, I'm going to have a PayPal link. And I'm just going to tell people to click the PayPal link and buy from me, right? So that was her strategy. Now, some of you in here, you're getting stuck on social media creating your content because you want to build a funnel. You want to build a website. You want to have business cards. And in all actuality, these are all excuses that's holding you back from creating the content to sell. I remember having someone in my program where she was afraid to put the content out because she was so afraid that she would go viral and she would have nothing for people to buy. And I'm like, honey, the chances of you going viral with no brand, with no messaging, with no audience is slim to none. You can put out the content and start to build from now. Can somebody write that in the chat? Build from now so that when you have the thing to offer, you can actually launch it, and then that thing can go viral, and then you can get viral sales. The goal of social media isn't just to go viral. It's to have viral sales, right? So here's what my friend did. My friend, she decided to go live. And when she went live, only 5 people showed up. And she felt a bit embarrassed about it. That's where some of you are. You're like, oh my goodness, I don't want to go live. What if no one shows up? I don't want to go live. What if only 2 people show up, right? So that's what my friend was thinking. Oh my goodness. If I go live and only a little bit of people show up, and that's exactly what happened. Only 5 people showed up for her on that live video. And now she had a choice: quit or keep going live. That was her choice. Do I quit or do I keep going live? What would you have done? If you went live and only 5 people showed up, would you kept going or would you have stopped? Right? Let me know in the chat. Would you have kept going or would you have stopped? Oh, I don't know what I just did to my phone, right? For me, I've gone live when there was nobody who showed up and I kept going. You want to know why? Because it was just practice. If no one shows up to your live, keep going. You get to practice your message, right? So there she was. Yes, Kyle says, I kept going. Thank you, Angela, for writing build for now. Absolutely. Kept going. I see y'all writing in the chat. Kept going. Absolutely. Right? So she kept going. And when she was done, she felt a bit disappointed because she's like, man, I wish more people was on that live. And then she receives a phone call. And on this phone call, her friend says, girl, your live was amazing. Me and 500 of other people loved your live. And she was like, 500 other people? There's only 5 people on this live. And the friend said, no. I propped my phone up in the office and I had my entire office watching your live. And my friend, her mind was blown. Why? Because she recognized that she was making an impact. And so I want to share with you today, social media is the best way to multiply your impact and your income. It may look like only 4 people are watching. It may look like you're only getting 100 views, but you have no idea who are those 100 people that are watching you. You have no idea who are the people who are being blessed by the things that you are sharing when you go live, when you post your videos. And if you keep playing small and you don't want to show up because you're not getting a lot of engagement, I want to tell you today that there are people's lives that you are blessing, that you are transforming every time you show up. But if you keep shying away, you won't be able to bless them. My friend was able to show up. Her view count said 5 people, but one of those people had a phone up for 500 people to watch. So she really had 505 people on her live. And that's what took her business to the next level. You have no idea who's watching. And some of you keep getting stuck because you're like, oh my goodness, there's not enough people. I'm only getting 2 comments, but you are still being a blessing to others who are showing up. So my question to you is, will you stop playing small or will you use social media to multiply your income and your impact? Isn't that the reason why you started your business to begin with? Didn't you start it so that you can be a blessing to thousands? Didn't you start your business so that you can reach so many people? I mean, that's the reason why people go on social media to begin with, so that they can reach so many people. But if you keep getting crippled by the numbers, and I know how hard it is to be crippled by the numbers because I've been there. I have asked God, please help me so that I am not crippled by the numbers that I'm seeing, but instead show up and be a blessing anyway. Show up and help the people anyway. Because somewhere out there, someone is praying for the solution to their problem, and that solution is you. It's found in your business, and they will never find you through word of mouth and referrals. So for those of you who are comfy selling one-to-one through word of mouth and referrals, there are people out there who are waiting to work with you. And they will never find you through word of mouth and referrals. They will only find you through a video content, through you going live. So my question to you is, when will you show up for your audience? When will you go hard for your audience so that they can find you and they can invest in your program or your services? If you keep on playing small, how can you reach the masses? There are many of you in here where you have been called to reach thousands upon thousands of people. Who am I talking to right now? Where right now I'm talking to you and you feel a prickling in your heart. And you feel some butterflies in your stomach. You know that I'm talking to you. You've been called to bigger stages. You've been called to high profile platforms. You've been called to high profile podcasts. You should be the next host of Essence Fest. You should be on the Breakfast Club. You should be at Funnel Hacking Live. You already know it. You already saw the vision of it, but you're not really sure how to get there. Yeah, Angela said true. You're not really sure how to get there. I want to show you how you do get there. And that's by using your social media. But when you use your social media, it's not by posting for likes, it's posting for sales. So if you're in here, you're like, Star, that's exactly what I need. I want to invite you to join us in the Convert Content to Cash Challenge. In the challenge, I walk you through how you can implement these strategies so that now you're growing your following. Can somebody write that in the chat? Growing my following. And you're also growing your sales. Write that in the chat as well. Growing your following and growing your sales. I want to see who the serious business owners are. Because there are some of you in here, if you're a lurker, that's okay, right? But there are some of you in here where you're serious and you're saying, I want to grow my following and I want to grow my sales. And you writing that in the chat is prophetic. Come on now. Plum Good said, grow your following. That's prophetic. Every action you take, absolutely. Angela said, posting to sell. Grow your sales. That is a prophetic move. As you write it, that is you saying, I declare it. This is from my business. You don't have to settle. I have met people who don't believe that they can hit 50K months using social media. And I'm like, you sure? Because there are lots of people who are doing it. But because it hasn't happened for them, they are thinking, oh, it's not possible. It's not true. But the reality is, it is true for you if you know what you're doing. So if you're in here and you're like, I want that. I'm tired of playing small. I'm ready for more people to see me. I'm ready for my videos to get pushed so I can have a larger platform to make a bigger impact, to make a bigger difference in this world, not just locally, not just in my inner circle, but also across the world. Then I want you to go ahead and DM the word challenge accepted so I can personally invite you to the challenge, right? In the challenge, I'm going to show you how to implement the 5 P's to prosperity. So in this live video, I'm going to show you what it is. In the challenge, I'm going to walk you through implementation. Why is this important? Because there's a lot of you in here where you're accustomed to getting information, but you haven't seen the transformation yet. Your transformation is the results that you want. 10K months, 20K months, 30K months. You haven't seen that yet. Why? Because all you have is the information part. But you're missing a vital piece to the formula. You're missing the implementation part, right? So I'm going to show you the information on this live. In the challenge, I'm going to show you the implementation so that could equal transformation. How many of you have joined coaching programs where you got the information and you walked away knowing a lot more, but you don't see the results yet because you haven't gotten help with the implementation? In the Convert Content to Cash Challenge, that's what we help you with. You want to know, what videos do I create to grow my following? We show you how to create those videos, and then we give you the opportunity to create it. That's what makes the challenge different. We are not one of those people where you come in, we just teach you, you just get the information, and that's it. This is an intensive challenge for you to get results in 5 days or less. Why? Because I know what it's like to follow these gurus. To get the information is cute and it's nice. You're piecemealing everything together and you kind of sort of have a strategy, but it's not working for you. I know what it's like to be posting on social media for 3 months, for 4 months, for 5 months, and not seeing the results that you want. You're working on your hooks. You're using ChatGPT to help you with your scripts, and you're still not seeing a difference, all because you need help with the implementation. And if you could just have one person tell you why this video isn't working, it will completely transform your business. That's what we help you with in a challenge. So if you're like, I'm ready for execution, I'm ready for implementation, I'm ready to know why my content isn't converting the way that I want to, DM me the word challenge accepted, give me your email address as well, and I will personally send you an invite to the challenge. If you are on TikTok, all you have to do is click the orange button at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen and DM me the word challenge accepted, or drop your email address in there, and I'll personally send you an invite to the challenge. Here's the thing. When I send you the invite to the challenge, your next step is to follow through. It's not enough just to have the invitation. You also have to execute. If you don't actually purchase your ticket to the challenge, I can't help you. So for those of you who've already DM challenge accepted and I send you the invite and you went to the page and you were like, ooh, I can't afford that, I want to say congratulations, I'm not your coach. But for those of you who decide by any means necessary, I'm going to do whatever it takes so I can work with Star. I'm going to do whatever it takes so I can take my business to the next level because I have a promise. I have a promise that I'm going to hit 20K months. I have a promise that I'm going to hit 30K months. I have a promise that I'm going to hit 50K months. And 5K months, 0K months is not my portion. If you have decided 0K months is not your portion, make sure you join us in a challenge so that we can help you. Because the reality is you are one question away from hitting your 20K months. You are one question away from hitting your 30K months. What is that question? Some of you are like, what is that question? You will only know when you join us in the VIP experience and you ask it, and I give you the answer to it. Some of you, it only takes one question to hit your next level. And I want to give you an example. We have Christina. Christina is one of my former clients. She's a career coach. What she does is she helps men and women land their dream jobs, making 6 figures working from home. When she joined the challenge, she asked me one question. Can somebody write that in the chat? One question she asked me. And the question was, Star, what video do I create in order to get leads right now? And I answered that one question. And the next day, not 2 days later, not 3 months later, the next day, sis was able to get 30 leads. She asked one question. I gave her one strategy. She got 30 leads the next day. Marianne, she joined the challenge. She asked me one question. What do I do with my messaging so that I can reach more people? And I answered that one question. 2 weeks later, sis got 60,000 leads from her video. Some of you are like, what? These are astronomical results, but it's possible for you. It won't happen for all of you, but for some of you where you already have the following, all you need is one question, and that's going to take your business to the next level. But you won't know what that question is until you join us in the challenge at the VIP experience so that you can be able to ask in VIP. That's what it is. It's all for you. You ask your questions and I help you. I have clients right now. They are author coaches. They show you how to write your books and actually self-publish. That's what they show you. And when they join the challenge, they joined and they were selling their program for one price. Too low for me. Okay. That's the other thing. When you join the challenge, I'm going to encourage you to increase your price if it's under a certain level. Why? Because I'm a high ticket coach. My goal is to show you how to sell high ticket offers. Why? Because it's easier to make a lot of money in a short amount of time than it is to make a little bit of money in a long amount of time. There are some of you where you're selling a $50 offer. You're selling a $75 offer. Some of you are even selling a $1,000 offer when your offer is really $5,000, $10,000. Imagine if you had a 10K offer and 2 people bought in 1 month. How much money did you make? Think about that. You have a 10K offer. 2 people bought in 1 month. How much money did you make? We got anybody who's good at math? I want you to write that in the chat. You have a $10,000 offer. 2 people buy in 1 month. How much money did you make in that month? Right? I'll give you some time to write it in the chat. If anyone is good at math, I want you to write it in the chat. You got a 10K offer. 2 people bought in 1 month. How much money did you just make in that 1 month? Right? Did y'all fall asleep on me? Sounds like you probably did. Hey, Carol, how you doing? Right? 20K. And thank you, Kwanda. 20K. That's how easy it is for you to hit a 20K month. If you have a 10K offer, 2 people buy, 20K. If you have a 5K offer, 4 people buy, you got a 20K again. So there are some of you in here where you're undercharging because you believe that people won't pay that much on social media. But I'm going to tell you right now, that's not true. I sell 10K packages on all my social media platforms and people opt in. And so I want to show you how you can do that. So if you're in here and you're like, I want to make a bigger impact, I want to increase my income, and I want to know how I use social media to do that, DM the word challenge accepted. Give me your email address while you're at it, and I will go ahead and personally send you an invite to the challenge so that you can join us. All right. So I want to get into the 5 P's of prosperity. So for those of you who you haven't sent your DM yet, because you're like, okay, Star, I don't know what the challenge is, I'm going to walk you through the challenge right now. So if you're taking notes, here's where you want to start taking notes. And here's what you're getting right now. You're going to get the information, but in the challenge, you're going to get the implementation. I'm going to help you walk this out so you can see the results that you want to see. So this is what I call the 5 P's to prosperity on social media. If you don't have these 5 P's, it's no wonder you're not hitting your consistent 20K months, consistent 30K months, 40K months, 50K months. And I want to show you how you can shift that, right? So here is the first P. The first P is to actually, let me give you all 5 of the P's and then I'll break them down. So if you're taking notes, this is where you want to take notes. The first P is position your brand. Position your brand. The second P is to package your message. Package your message. The third P is to produce a 6-figure content strategy. Produce a 6-figure content strategy. The fourth P is to present your offer. And the fifth P is to profit from your videos. That's a lot of P's, y'all. And the goal is to profit. So again, position your brand, package your message, produce a 6-figure content strategy, present your offer, and profit from your videos. If you're missing any one of these P's, it's going to be really hard for you to have 20K months, 30K months, 40K months, 50K months consistently on social media. So let me show you how you can start to implement each one of these. If you're taking notes, this is where you want to start taking notes. The first P is to position your brand. Position your brand. But here's what. I want to show you how to position your brand like Jesus did, right? Because in the challenge, I do teach Bible marketing secrets. I show you how Jesus was able to grow his following and convert those followers into believers. That's what he did. And I want to show you the same exact strategy so that you can actually implement that into your business, right? So if you don't know how to stand out online and you feel invisible, or you feel like people follow you, but they don't know what you do and they don't know why you do what you do that matters. Let me say that again. That sounded like craziness, right? If you don't know how to stand out online and you feel invisible, or you've been telling yourself, people follow me, but they don't know what I do and they don't know why it matters, then this strategy is for you. You want to learn how to position your brand on social media, right? Positioning your brand isn't about having nice aesthetics. I mean, that's part of it, but it's not about having nice aesthetics. It's not about having a nice font. It's about having a strong messaging that attracts your people to you, right? So when Jesus was walking this earth and he went town to town, he didn't go door to door. Going door to door would have been extremely hard. But what he did was he went town to town and he positioned himself in each town and he called his people to him, right? He called his people to him with his messaging. Your messaging is going to call your dream clients to you. Only problem is some of you, your messaging is calling broke people. I said it. And I know it because you're getting the people who are telling you, oh, I can't afford that. You're getting the people who are telling you, I don't have money for that. And here's the first principle that you want to understand with marketing. Whoever you call will come. Whoever you call will come. So if you're getting a bunch of people who are telling you you're so inspiring, but they're not actually buying, it's because you're calling the people who desire to be inspired, but do not desire to be transformed. And we want to shift that. If you're getting a bunch of people who sliding in your DMs and saying, I can't afford this, and I would like to buy it, but it's not in my budget this month. Come back to me in a year, come back to me in a couple of months, then that means you're calling broke people, and we have to shift your messaging. When Jesus called his people, he called the right people. This is found in Matthew 11, verse 28. This is after Jesus was baptized and he comes up from the water. He's getting ready to start his ministry. He hasn't even started the ministry yet, but he's getting ready to start the ministry. And he does an amazing thing, which is he called his people. And what he said was, come to me, all who are weary and heavy laden, for I will give you rest. That's what he said. Now, the question is, did his messaging work? Did his messaging work? Well, let's check the results. He said, come to me, all who are weary and heavy laden. The woman who bled for 12 years came to him, right? Okay, yeah, Angela, I got your email, so I'm going to send it to you. The woman who bled for 12 years came to him. People who were blind came to him. People who were invalids came to him. People who were broke, busted, and disgusted came to him. So it sounds like his messaging worked. My question to you is your messaging working? Who is your messaging calling? Is it calling the people who could afford your services? Is it calling the people who is ready to buy right now? Or is it calling the people who keep telling you, I can't afford? That is the thing that we want to show you how to shift in the challenge so that now when you're putting out your messaging, it's calling ready to buy buyers. Why do I say that? Because there are people on your social media right now who is ready to buy. But if you don't talk to them, they will forever be off someplace else doing something else, or they will be buying from someone else. So, how do you attract your ready to buy buyers right now? It's by having clear messaging to let them know who you are talking to. Call your people by pain. Call your people by pain. That's the next thing. Hey, Lashana, how you doing, honey? Call your people by pain. So you want to have clear messaging. And the next thing you want to do is you want to call them by pain. What is their pain point? What are they struggling with? What issues do they have? Specifically call it out. If you don't call them by pain, they won't know that you are calling them. Again, in Jesus's messaging, he said, come to me all who are weary and heavy laden. That was a pain point. He didn't say, come to me who is rich and you don't want for anything else. He said, come to me who is weary and heavy laden. So what are the pain points of your dream clients? Put it into your content. Now, some of you are like, this isn't new. I am using their pain points in my videos, but you're still not seeing the results. You want to know why? Because you're not using the right pain points. You're calling out pain points that ChatGPT gave you. You're calling out pain points that you got from doing so-called market research, but you're not calling out the pain points in a way that your dream clients are thinking about it at night. What are they actually saying in their heads? What are they walking around fretting about? What's keeping them up at night? What are they praying about? If you don't speak it in their language, they will never know that you are speaking to them. So in the challenge, we show you how to speak directly to your dream client. Why? Because if you can speak directly to your dream client, if you could join the conversation in their head, then they are going to feel seen and heard, and then they're going to want to buy. What do I mean by that? I mean that they're already having thoughts in their head about what they need their solution to be, about the pain that they're experiencing. And if you don't create content that gets them to go, oh my goodness, that's exactly what I'm thinking, they're not going to buy from you. So we show you how to do that in the challenge. All right, Leanne, you said you always bring such positive vibes. Oh, thank you so much, Leanne. Thanks for always joining us, right? Yes, millionaire mindset coach. Thank you, Lashana. Awesome. Okay, so I want to give you an example. I shared with you my former client, Christina, right? I told you that she was able to get 30 leads by asking me one question in the challenge. Now let me share this with you. The one question she asked was, how does she get leads with her videos? And I showed her. But in order for me to show her, we had to understand what was the pain point of her dream clients so that she can actually speak to them. And so what do? We identified 3 things that she could talk about on her page. Again, she's a career coach. So the 3 things was resumes, interviews, and negotiations. Those were her 3 things that she could talk about. But as we were putting out her content, we started to understand that the number one pain point of her dream clients wasn't interviews and it wasn't negotiations. The number one pain point was, how do I get my resume in the door? Once we understood that, guess what? People started buying from her. After the challenge, she joined my academy. We helped her to build a social media page where she was taking her audience from just following her to actually buying. One of her videos got her 300 new email subscribers, and she was booked up for 2 months with discovery calls. That's leads galore just from her posting her video content that specifically focused on the pain point of her dream clients. So if you're in here and you're like, okay, I'm putting out my content, I'm talking about their pain points, but it's not really landing, and you want to know what you can do to shift so that it actually does land with your clients, land with your audience, so that when they see your content, they're ready to buy, then join us in the challenge. If you're on TikTok, click the orange button in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen and DM me the word challenge accepted along with your email address, and I'll personally send you an invite to the challenge. If you're on YTLI or IG, you can feel free to DM me the word challenge accepted. Drop your email address in the DM as well, and I'll personally send you an invite to the challenge. My goal in the challenge is to help you identify who this dream client is. How do they show up on social media so you can create video content that speaks to them? If you're not able to do that, you're going to continuously get low views on your video. So that's 100 views, 200 views. It's going to bother you. And you're going to continuously get 1 to 2 comments on your videos. And one of those comments is going to be from your spouse or your mama who just wants to support you. My goal is to show you how to go from only getting sales through word of mouth and referrals to actually getting sales through your social media. Why? Because imagine if you're getting sales through word of mouth and referrals and you're already hitting 8 to 10K months just from that. And now you're able to hit 8 to 10K months using your social media. You already are at multiple six-figure months. Multiple six figures in your business just because you added an additional lead source to your business, which is social media. So that's our goal. All right. So if you're just joining us, we are talking about stop posting for likes, start posting for sales. I'm walking you through the 5 P's to prosperity on social media. And the first P I walked you through is how to position your brand like Jesus. If this is blessing you, drop a I'm blessed in the chat and keep double tapping on the screen. The more you like this video, the more social media will push it out. I could do some good teaching, but I'm going to need your help. You got to engage in order for this to actually get pushed out. So that's what I'm asking you in return, to just engage with the live video, no matter what platform you're watching it from. Right? Okay. So I want to give you the second P. The second P is package your message. Package your message in your videos. There are some of you right now where you don't know what to say in your videos to get people to buy. You have a wealth of information in your head, but when it comes to putting it into a 1-minute video or a 2-minute video, you are struggling. You do not know how to get the information in a video in a way that's going to get your audience to notice you and buy from you. And that's why packaging your message in your video is going to help. And here's the number 1 tip that Jesus did in order to package his message. And that was by telling stories. He told stories. No matter where he showed up, he told stories. Why? Because he had insider information about the kingdom that people was not going to understand. So if he just showed up talking about heaven, people are going to be like, we don't know what you're talking about, Jesus. And that's kind of like what some of you are doing. You have a lot of industry information and you're using industry language on your people. But when they see your content, they're like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So what do you got to do? Wrap it up in a story. Wrap it up in a story. You want to tell stories to your audience so that they can easily digest what you're sharing and it can relate to and resonate with them, right? But here's the thing. I'm going to caution you because there are some of you on here right now where you are telling stories and you love telling your stories. And your stories are about you having a transformation, but your stories are not leading to sales. So the goal isn't just to tell stories. The goal is to tell stories that sell. And so in the challenge, I teach you a story selling formula for your videos. Yes, I said it. Story selling. We're not just storytelling. We're story selling. Why? Because again, you're a business owner. And as a business owner, you make your money by converting your followers into customers. So you got to feel confident to sell. So for those of you who you're afraid to sound salesy in your videos, you're afraid that you're going to feel icky or slimy when you're selling. If you actually tell stories, you won't feel that way, right? So I remember I used to be the youth leader of my church. I don't go to this church anymore, but I used to be the youth leader of this church, right? And the children there, yeah, they were teenagers. They did not like reading the Bible. So what did I do? I taught them the Bible in story form. But get this, not just any stories. I showed them how to do step. how to step. Y'all know when you used to go to college and watch the sororities and they were stepping? That's what I taught them. I showed them how they can use stepping and storytelling to understand the Bible. That was over 10 years ago when I taught them that. Do you know that to this day, they still understand the Bible from the stories that I was telling? Why? Because they were able to relate to it and it was easily digestible. So, my question to you is what stories can you tell in your videos that's going to get your audience to buy from you? Right now, here's the thing, I had a client who joined my challenge last month, and she said to me, man, I'm telling stories, but my stories aren't leading to sales. That's the big indicator that you're not telling stories that sell. And that's the important thing. You want to tell stories that sell. And so I want to give you two examples of clients who joined the challenge, and we showed them how to tell stories to sell and the results that they were able to get. So Lori, she's a fitness entrepreneur. She started her business because her father passed away ultimately due to health issues. So he passed away untimely due to health issues. She was headed down the same track. And then she realized, I don't got to die young. I can actually change the way I'm eating. I can start working out so that I can actually reach my audience, so I can actually live a long life. And when she started doing it for herself, she realized, I want to make an impact on others too. I want to help them also to be able to live a long life. So she started posting her content on social media. People were watching, but they weren't buying. Who's there right now? Where you got people watching, but they not buying, and you want to know, how do I shift so that they can actually buy from me? Right? So there she was. She's already posting her content. People aren't buying. She joins the challenge, and I tell her, here's what you want to do with your videos. You want to tell a story. And the story that you want to tell should cause your audience to have a transformation. What's the transformation that I'm talking about? You want to help them make a buying decision. That's the transformation. Your content should help your audience take 2 action steps. And that action step is follow and buy from you. If they're not following and they're not buying, you do not have content that converts, right? And so I showed her how to tell stories in her content. And guess what happened? The next day in the challenge, she came back to me. She said, Star, I got 3 leads. I said exactly what you told me to say. I did exactly what you told me to do. And I got 3 leads from that strategy. Okay? But she's not the only one. Ashley, she is a relationship coach, and she helps women do love God's way. How? By waiting for marriage, right? By abstaining from sex and waiting for marriage, doing love God's way, living a life of purity. And I told her, you want to start telling stories in your content. Guess what? She started telling stories in her content. She went viral on Instagram and TikTok. So when I tell you that stories, they definitely work with your audience, but you got to know what stories to tell. You got to know the purpose of your stories. If you don't know the purpose of your stories, you will forever be putting out stories that don't convert. And the goal as a business owner is to convert. Why do I keep saying that? Because there are some of you who are business owners, but you're showing up like an influencer. And influencers and business owners make their money 2 different ways. Influencers make their money by the platform. Whatever platform they're on, they get paid through that or through brand deals. As the business owner, that's not how you make money. I mean, you could make money that way, but that's not your number one way. As the business owner, your number one way is to make money by converting your followers into customers. So the content that you post is supposed to reach your audience so that now when you reach your audience, they want to buy from you. They want to buy from you, right? So if you're in here, you're like, I need this strategy because I've been telling stories, but I have not been story selling. How do you make the shift? DM me the word challenge accepted so you can join us in the challenge. You can, if you're on TikTok, hit the orange button at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. If you are on IG, YT, or LI, feel free to DM me the word challenge accepted and send your email address as well, and I will personally send you an invite to the challenge. If you are on YT, all you have to do is drop it in the comments. YT means YouTube, by the way. So if you're on YouTube, all you have to do is drop challenge accepted in the comments, whether you're watching the replay or you are watching this live video, and I will personally send you an invite to the challenge. Now, my question to you is, How different would your business be if you were able to bring in leads from your content each time you post? I want you to imagine people finding you from all over, from all around the world, just from your content. The strategy that I teach you is not going to replace you getting sales through word of mouth and referrals. It's only going to enhance it. So, what would that do for your business if you could be like Lori and bring in 3 leads per video? If you could be like Christina, who was able to grow her brand to 40,000 followers and get 300 new email subscribers, how would that shift your business? How would that make a difference in your business? What could it do for you? For some of you, you were like 300 new email subscribers. Oh my goodness. If you could convert 10% of those 300, that's 30 new clients. Would it be worth it? Would joining the challenge be worth it for you? If you were able to get 300 new email subscribers and you converted 10% of that, what would 30 new clients do for your business? Would it take off your business, or would it make you stuck? Because there are some of you where you're like, okay, if you get me leads, I still need help converting. So we show you that. But there are some of you where you're a genius at selling and all you need is the leads. So we show you how to get the leads. And guess what? Now your business takes off, right? Okay, so if you're in here and you're like, that would really benefit my business. That would help me to be able to take a break. I'll be able to go on vacation. I'll be able to hire staff. That's what will help me. Join us in a challenge, because your dreams, your desires are very much possible. But you got to know what the strategy is, and then you got to be able to implement the strategy. On the first day of the challenge, I asked every single one of my clients one question: how much money do you want to make from social media? So I want to ask you all now, if you're able to type in the chat, I want you to write in the chat, how much money do you want to make from social media every month? Write that in the chat. How much money do you want to make from social media every month? Is it 10K? Is it 20K? Is it 50K? Is it 60K? What's your desire? That's the first question that I asked in a challenge. Why? Because how much money you want to make in a challenge every month is going to determine the strategy that you work to hit it. Yes, Grant Rider Queen said 10K months. Anybody else? Who else is still here on this live? How much money do you want to make from social media each month? I want you to write that in the chat, right? Grant Rider says, hey, Star, I was finally up early enough to catch you. Yes, thank you so much, Grant Rider Queen. Hey, Miss Luxury, how you doing? Right? Anyone else? How much money do you want to make from social media every month? We got 10K months so far. But anyone in here, do you want to make 20K months? Do you want to make 50K months? Right? Yes, a wonderful Wednesday. Why am I asking you this? Because depending on how much money you want to make each month is going to determine your strategy. So if you are having a hard time writing it in the chat, then guess what? That's why your strategy isn't working, because you don't even have a number. Last challenge, we had people writing in the chat that they want to hit 50K months. One person tried to set, two people actually, they tried to settle. They were like, no, just 10K months, just 25K months. And I'm like, that's okay. But you were called to make more. Hey, Keith and Vanessa, you were called to make more. So it is possible for you to hit the 10K months. It is possible for you to hit the 50K months, but you got to have the right strategy. Without the right strategy, it's not going to happen. And that's what I'm walking you through today. I'm walking you through what it takes for you to actually hit your 50K months, for you to actually hit your 10K months. I hit 10K months in my business in 1 year. Year one, I made $21,000 for the entire year. Year two, I started hitting 10K months. I made $30,000 in just 3 months using this next strategy that I'm going to share with you, right? Using this next strategy that I'm going to share with you. And that is all from posting content on social media. No ads, by the way. I do not teach you to use ads. Why? Because you're going to waste money on ads when your organic content isn't working yet. And all you're going to do is you're going to put money into that money pit. It's going to take your money and you're not going to get the results you want. Last year, my content was thriving, still is content. It's still thriving. Last year, I decided, let me implement ads into my strategy. I invested $1,800 a month into ads, including paying the person to run it for me. Ask me how much money I made from those ads. I did it for 6 months. That's 18 times 6. For 6 months, $1,800 a month. Ask me how much money I made from ads. I was told that if I run these ads, it's going to put fuel to the fire because my content's already good. I was told that I don't need to invest that much money in ads because I'm just $1 a day or $5 a day and I'll be able to reach my audience. Does that sound familiar to you all? These were all the promises that was made to me. And guess what happened? Yep, Grant Writer said, how much money? I probably made $300. Probably. I don't even think we hit 300. We brought in all these leads, but none of them bought. And it wasn't because of my conversion system, because my conversion system works great organically. I was promised that ads was going to add fuel to the fire and it was going to take off and I was going to get all these leads. That's what I was promised. And then when we started running the ads, it just became a money pit because the leads that we did get did not buy. And then I was told, oh, you know what? It's because I wasn't targeting buyers. What? Wasn't targeting buyers? Isn't that the whole point? So let me tell you right now, if you don't know how to run ads and your organic content, I mean, the content you're posting now isn't working for you, running ads is not going to help. All it's going to do is have you give it its money, whether you choose to run Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Google ads. You're going to be pouring money into this thing and you're still not going to convert and you're going to feel discouraged. So I don't recommend it. I recommend ads when you get to a certain point. But if you can't reach the audience organically, you're not going to be able to reach them with ads either. It's not going to work, right? And so I was able to build my business in 1 year to $117,000 without ads. So I want to show you how you can do the same thing as well. But I show you that in the Convert Content to Cash Challenge. If you're on TikTok, click the orange button at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen and DM the word challenge accepted. Send me your email as well so I can personally send you an invite. If you're on Instagram, LinkedIn, or YouTube, you can DM me the word challenge accepted and I'll send you an invite. If you are on YouTube, comment the word challenge accepted and I'll send you an invite. Yes, Keith and Vanessa's in here. Keith and Vanessa wrote, Star is the truth. She opened our eyes in ways that was game changing. Yeah, Keith and Vanessa, I was talking about you earlier, but I just didn't share your name. So for those of you who were with me earlier, and I said I had clients who joined the challenge last month, their offer was one price. And just by being in the challenge, they realized I need to raise my price because what they are offering is so valuable. They don't have to sell it for what they were selling it for, right? So we show them how they can do that. They now join the academy. Today, we're actually going to help them create their 5K offer. So a lot of you are settling with what you're selling, but you don't have to. There are people out there who want to pay you $5,000 per offer. They want to pay you $7,500, right? But here's the thing. Here's what's really stopping you. You're stopping you. If you're posting consistently, but you're not converting the way that you would like, you're accustomed to getting sales through word of mouth and referrals, but you're not sure how to replicate that online. And I'm telling you right now, you can hit 20K months, 10K months, 50K months, especially if you're selling high ticket, but something inside of you, there's still some unbelief there. You're the problem. And that's not a bad thing. We just got to identify what the problem is, right? So in number 3, the third P is produce a 6-figure content strategy. Produce a 6-figure content strategy. But the only way that you can produce this 6-figure content strategy is if you address the imposter in you. How many of you are struggling with that? You know that you are great at what you do, but there's a voice that tells you people aren't going to invest that much in you. There's a voice that tells you, oh, but do you remember when you were younger and you got rejected? They're going to reject you when you sell as well. There's a voice in you that's telling you you're not good enough to be leading these people. That voice is what's hindering you from your 10K months, your 20K months, your 50K months, your 100K months. If some of you, the voice sounds like this. Some of you, the voice sounds like this. It's telling you, oh, you're going to sound salesy if you say it that way. You're going to feel icky if you say it that way. They're going to look at you funny. You're going to embarrass yourself if you go live. That's what your voice is telling you. And we got to address that voice because that voice is keeping you broke. Yeah, I said it. It's keeping you stuck in a cycle where all you do is sell low ticket or all you do is rely on word of mouth and referrals. It's not allowing you to push past your limit. It's not allowing you to challenge yourself by using online video marketing through social media to reach your audience. Some of you, the voice is telling you you're not ready to be seen. You can't really help those people. That's what the voice is telling you. And what we need to tell that voice is shut up. You got to tell that voice, shut up. Because that voice, although I know the therapists and the mindset coaches, they love to say the voice is there to protect you. What I have learned about that voice is there to keep you broke. That's what that voice is there to do. That voice is there to keep you settling. That voice is there to keep you at just enough. If you have ever used language like, well, I don't want to be rich and wealthy, I just want to have just enough, then that is broke people language. Yes, exactly. Black Pilot Cole wrote in the chat, shut up. That part. That is broke people language. God said, you are the head and not the tail. Who said that? God said it. You are the head and not the tail. So please tell me why you're giving me tail behavior. What is tail behavior? Tail behavior is saying, well, I just want to make just enough. Tail behavior is saying, if I could just reach one person. Tail behavior is saying, oh, they're going to reject you. You're going to sound salesy. That's tail behavior. Head behavior is saying, by any means necessary, I'm going to get these sales. By any means necessary, I'm going to build this business because I have been called to the masses. I want you to think about Jesus. Imagine Jesus comes off his throne in heaven, walks this simple earth, and then says, oh, I only came here to reach one person. No, he did not. Jesus never said that. You'll never find that in the Gospels. What did he say? He said, I came to reach the world. He didn't come off his throne from heaven to reach one person. That's bizarre. He came to reach the world. So please stop convincing yourself that there's some type of humility in you posting content to reach one person. That is not even the purpose of social media. It didn't start to reach one person. It started to reach the world. So if you have been called to social media, it's because you have a desire in you to impact the world. But in order for you to impact them, you got to show up and you got to silence the voice that is telling you that you're an imposter, that you'll never be able to see that much money in your business, that you're not good enough, that they will reject you. You got to silence that voice because it is hindering you from going live. It is hindering you from raising your prices. It is hindering you from having 10K months, 20K months, and beyond. But my question to you is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to allow it to keep running your life, or are you going to do something about it? I want to give you an example of Shanice, where she did something about it. She joined the challenge last year at the VIP level. And when she joined us, she had a desire to sell to her audience. She was already getting following. She was already getting comments on TikTok. But her biggest issue was that people weren't buying. On day 4 of the challenge, we showed her what to say in order to get people to buy. And do you know what happened? She didn't post her video. She didn't post her video. Why? Because she got stuck. There was a voice that told her, remember when you were rejected as a kid? They're not going to buy now. They're just going to reject you. And she got stuck. There's a lot of you in here. The reason why you're afraid to sell is because you're afraid of being rejected. And we got to help you get free from that. Because people who are called to the top, people who are called to be head behavior, people who are called to be the head and not the tail, if you allow rejection to stop you, you won't ever be a blessing. You won't ever be a blessing. So on day 3 of the challenge, we help you to break that. We help you to break those, actually every day of the challenge, we help you to break the mental things that are hindering you from showing up. That's what we help you to do. So if you're in here, you're like, I need that because I'm my own problem. I'm in my own way. There are some of you, you were supposed to join the challenge 3 months ago. You kept telling yourself, oh, I'm going to wait. We're heading into July and you are in the same place because you still haven't joined yet. My question to you is, how much longer are you going to keep your people waiting? How much longer? There are people waiting for you. They are praying for the solution to the problem, and God is sending you. How much longer will you keep them waiting? And do you want to pay that cost? I want you to think about this. I was able to be a blessing to all my clients. I mentioned all of them to you, right? Keith and Vanessa is in the chat right now. They're like stars of truth. But imagine if I had told God, I don't want to show up. Where would Keith and Vanessa be right now? Where would Christina be? I gave you Christina's results. I said she got 300 new email subscribers because I showed her what to do on social media. But imagine if I decided not to show up. Christina would still be wondering, what do I do with my content? If I never showed up, Shanice would have never got free from her rejection to start selling to her audience. But imagine that's the impact that I made. What about the impact that you get to make? What costs? What is it costing you not to show up? Who are you not able to bless because you don't show up? Who will never be blessed by your content, by your service? Who will never be transformed because you don't decide to show up? Because you decide, let me take my time. I want you to think about Noah. Do y'all know Noah's story? Some of you know Noah's story, right? He's the one who built the ark in Genesis 7, right? And God had called him to build that ark. But could you imagine if Noah was like, no, I'm not building this ark? 8 people would not have been saved. So for those of you who are sitting idly by, you keep putting it off, keep putting it off, keep putting it off. There are people waiting on you and they can't get started until you do. So are you willing to sacrifice their destiny because you haven't gotten started? Ooh, ouch, I know. That was deep, right? Some of you didn't realize that your business is that deep. I want you to think about Tyler Perry. Imagine if Tyler Perry allowed rejection to stop him. We wouldn't have Tyler Perry Studios right now in Atlanta. There wouldn't be thousands of people who are employed by Tyler Perry Studios. There are many actresses that people forgot all about that he was able to hire on his shows and help give them a career. But imagine if he never got started. They would have never been blessed by him. That's the power of your business. But if you keep telling yourself, I'm playing small, I'm shrinking, I feel like an imposter, you won't show up to be a blessing. And now you sacrifice the destinies of the thousands of people who are attached to you. But if you're like, I don't know, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be a blessing to them. I want my business to make global impact, national impact. I'm ready to change lives. DM the word challenge accepted, and I'll personally send you an invite to the challenge. If you're on TikTok, hit the orange button at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen and send me your email address. If you're on YouTube, all you have to do is comment the word challenge accepted, and I'll personally send you an invite. All right, Keith and Vanessa says, exactly. We're like the Jeffersons, moving on up because of Star. Thank you, Keith and Vanessa. I love that. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 more P's and then we're going to wrap this up, okay? So I'm walking you through. Stop posting for likes. Start posting for sales. The 5 P's of prosperity on social media. The first P was to position your brand like Jesus. The second P was to package your message in your videos. The third P was to produce a 6-figure content strategy. But the only way to do that is to get out of your own way. And the fourth P is to present your offer. It's time to sell, baby, sell. Sell, baby, sell. That's what day 4 is all about in the challenge. We show you how to present your offer in your videos in a way that you don't have to feel icky and you don't have to sound salesy. That's what we show you, right? And so now here's the thing. If you're not selling in your videos because you're afraid of sounding salesy, or you're getting comments that say you're so inspiring, but you're not getting comments that say, how can I buy from you? Then this P is for you, which is presenting your offers in your videos. And the best way to do that is to clearly communicate what you're offering. So my question to you is, what are you selling? What are you selling? You can write it in the chat if you feel confident, and I can go ahead and give you some feedback on it. But what are you selling? Who feels confident enough to write in the chat, what are you selling? I want to give you some feedback on it, but this is what we do in the challenge. I get everyone to write their offers in the chat, and then I give you feedback on how to present it. So who feels confident enough to do that? So I can give you some feedback, right? Now, here's the thing. When you are presenting your offer, the goal is to speak to the benefits and not the features. But that's nothing new for you. Some of you have heard that already. Speak to the benefits and not the features. The only problem is you don't know how to do that. You still find yourself going, I have a one-on-one coaching program, I have a 5-day challenge, I have a 2-day workshop. You still find yourself doing that. Those are the features. The benefits let your audience know what is the outcome when they work with you. That's the benefits. What, even if you are selling a journal, you are selling a perfume, you are selling a product, the goal is to tell them what is the outcome. And when you can clearly communicate that outcome to your audience, it will paint a picture in their mind that they are like, that's what I want, and I'm going to go ahead and buy. Right? So that's what we show you on day 4, how to clearly communicate your offer. Now, I don't see anyone writing their offer in the chat. You may not be available to, or you may be too scared to, but I'll tell you right now, by the time you're done with day 4 in the challenge, we show you how you can clearly communicate your offer to your audience so that they will want to buy from you. And so Jasmine had implemented this. Jasmine is a powerful artist. She's great at storytelling. Her content is amazing. But her issue was she did not know what to say in her videos to get her audience to buy. When she joined the challenge, we walked her through how she can do that. And now let me tell you this. After she joined the challenge, she also joined our academy. So we do make you an offer for you to join our academy, because for some of you, 5 days isn't enough. After the 5 days, you still need some more support. You need help building out your system. So Jasmine joined our academy afterwards. And when she was done with the academy, she said, Star, I learned these 3 things. I know what videos to post to grow my following. I know what videos to post to build my engagement. And I know what videos to post to get sales. So every time Jasmine wanted to get sales from her audience, guess what she did? She posted the videos that got sales. Who would want that type of clarity? Raise your hand if you want that type of clarity, where you know when I post this video, people will buy. That's what happened with Jasmine. But Jasmine's not the only one. That is the strategy that I teach all my clients. Why? Because no matter what platform you are on, you should be able to know if I post this video, people will buy. Yes, Grant Rider Queen said me. You should also be able to know if I post this video, people will follow. And you should also be able to know if I post this video, people will engage. Whenever my engagement was low, my goal was to post a video that will build it back up. And it always worked no matter what. That type of clarity. Okay, NAR management says, legally pay less in taxes, saving you 50K or more. First of all, NAR management, that is great, right? So legally pay less in taxes, saving you 50K or more. Only thing missing is a time frame. 50K or more in the year, 50K or more in a month. That's the only thing that's missing. That's what they need, right? And then I should say 2 things are missing. So one thing is the time frame, and the second thing is how you're going to do it, right? So are you the accountant? Are you the bookkeeper? Are you walking them through a program? Right? So legally pay less in taxes, saving you 50K or more in a year, and I'm your accountant. Or if it's a coaching program, in 90 days, I show you how to legally pay less in taxes, saving you 50K or more in a year. You see how clear that is? Because now they know, okay, it's a 90-day program, and this is the outcome, and this is how long it's going to take. That's it. So let's give it up for NAR management, because that was spot on. Thank you so much for being brave enough to drop your offer in the chat. That was amazing. And when you have it that clear, you say it like that all the time. Whenever I'm showing up and I'm talking about the challenge, I tell them it's a 5-day challenge to teach you how to create content that sells. Or I show you how to create content that sells in 5 days or less. That's it. That's what I say. That's the outcome. Why? Because you don't need to know anything else. If anything else is going to be too much information for you, you only want to know, what am I going to get when I go through this challenge? You'll learn how to create content that sells in 5 days or less. And we bank on this 5 days. We've been running the challenge for 2 years. And I know to a T the type of results that you can get based on your business and based on the engagement you're already getting. I know the type of results you can get in the challenge, right? Shanice, when she joined the challenge, that's the relationship coach. And I've told you she was afraid to sell. she was still able to get 50 new ideal followers. What do we mean by that? Before, her following was filled with people who just liked her outfit, who loved how inspiring she was. But as she got clearer in her messaging to get people to buy, her audience, she was able to grow to 50 new followers who were ready to buy. How would that shift your business if you were able to get 50 new followers who are ready to buy? What would that do for you? Could you convert them is the question. Now, if you're like, I could convert them, join us in the challenge. If you're like, I need help converting them, join us in the challenge. Because that's what we do. Our goal is to show you how to confidently sell to your audience. Why? Because they want to buy from you. There are some of you in here where you have a belief that people do not want to buy. They don't like being sold to. It's not true. People don't like being sold to badly. So I show you how to sell to them confidently and in a way that they want to buy. Why? Because they want the outcome that you are offering them. Now, here's the thing. In the challenge, I'm going to show you how to sell by selling to you. So it's not smokes and scream. I'm not pretending. I'm not hiding it. I feel like that's what gives people a bad taste in their mouth because you're trying to hide the sale. Jesus didn't hide the sale. It was very clear. I'm going to help you and I'm going to lead you to the next step. So I show you how to do the same thing. If I show you how I do it, you get to mimic it. Why do you think my clients are so successful? And why do you think they love it so much? If people didn't like to buy, we would have no businesses in this world. But it's not true. There's some of you on here watching now where you love to buy. So you want to show up with that same type of energy. Why? Because when you're creating your videos, energy is transferable. So instead of you transferring nervous energy to your audience, transfer buying energy to your audience. How many of you love going on vacation? Right? Drop a me in the chat if you love going on vacation. I'm raising my hand. I have water in my other hand, but I'm raising both my hands because I don't like going on just any vacation. I like going on luxury vacations. Guess what? That's you buying. If you love to go on vacation, you love to buy. How many of you love buying clothes? I'm raising my hand because I love buying clothes. Guess what? You love to buy. How many of you love having family dinners and going out to eat dinner? That's you loving to buy. How many of you love going to the grocery store? I do. It's my Friday night pastime. That means you love to buy. So if you love to buy, why don't you think your audience loves to buy? The issue isn't buying. The issue is selling very badly to them, right? So I want to show you how you can sell in a way to transfer buying energy to them so they can buy from you. Why? Because they're attached to your voice. They actually already want to buy. You just got to make the offer. That's it. Just make the offer. So if you're still in here, I'm walking you through the 5 P's to prosperity on social media. These are the 5 P's that we teach you in the challenge. The first P is how to package your message in your videos like Jesus. The second P is the first P is how to position your brand like Jesus. The second P is how to package your message in your videos by the power of storytelling. The third P is how to produce a 6-figure content strategy by getting out of your own way. The fourth P is how to present your offer by confidently selling to your audience so that they will want to buy from you. And the fifth P is how to profit from your videos. For those of you who are like, I want to hit 10K months, 20K months, 50K months in my business. If you are missing this final P, it's going to be really hard for you to do that. The strategies that I taught you for the first 4 P's, it's going to get you sales and it's going to get you leads. But if you want predictable 5-figure months, if you want consistent leads coming in, this 5th P is what you need. And that is how to profit from your videos. And you do that by having an effective social media funnel. Now, some of you are like, funnel? Star, I thought you said we didn't need a funnel. You do need a funnel. You just don't need one where people are you don't need to build one off of social media. You could if you want to, but the goal is to use your social media to funnel your audience from your videos into your program or into your offer or whatever services that it is that you're offering, right? And that is how you're going to have consistent 5-figure months. So what is your social media funnel? I'm going to give you 2, right? And these 2 are what my clients use now. They get to use either both or they get to choose which one they want. Now, before I give you the 2, I'm going to walk you through the results that you're able to get when you have this funnel set up. right? So the goal of each funnel is so you can understand three things. And once you know these three things, you can take it on any social media platform and repeat it over and over again. Why? Because the goal is to be omnipresent like Jesus. Jesus is everywhere. But in order for you to be everywhere, you have to understand what gets your audience to follow you, what gets your audience to engage with you, and what gets your audience to buy from you. If you don't know that, you'll be forever going from platform to platform and struggling. So, these two strategies I'm going to share with you. The first strategy is a live strategy, right? When I was able to grow my business from 21K in 1 year to 117K, it's because I implemented this live strategy. And that was me posting video content to grow my following and then going live to nurture my audience. And from my live videos, being able to sell to my audience and get them into my program. That's the first strategy. Now, Christiana, one of my clients, she used that strategy and she was able to get 10 new clients in 1 month. Okay? Some of y'all are like, how is Star Clients being able to get these results? Because they are the best clients. I serve the best clients. These are action taking clients. As I said at the very beginning of this live, action takers are money makers, not time wasters. If you come into the challenge and you don't do the work, you're not going to see results. If you join the academy and you don't do the work, you're not going to see results. I've only had 2 bad apples in my life as clients, only 2. And guess what? They never completed anything that I gave them, right? But for the most part, my clients take action because they recognize I have a calling on my life. And I'm not talking about me, them. They have a calling on their life, and there is no time to waste here. God is calling them up higher. So there's an urgency in them, and they got to move with that urgency. That's why they're able to see the results. Next strategy is by posting video content. And part of your video content, you are educating your audience, you are encouraging them, you are entertaining them, and then you're enrolling them, right? So this is just the video strategy. That enrolling video is you selling to your audience at least 1 to 2 times a week. Christina implemented this and she was able to get 300 new email subscribers, 10 sales, and was booked up for 2 months with discovery calls. Now, why am I giving you these two strategies? Because Christiana didn't like the strategy of just posting videos. She much preferred to go live and get her sales, and it worked for her. Christina did not like going live. She much preferred to post her video content and she got her sales and it worked for her. You are just like Christiana or Christina, and you get to choose which one works for your audience, which one works for you. I am not one of those coaches who tells you, you got to do all the things. Why? Because I've been there. I worked with a coach who gave me all these things to do, and I did it. I went in with the mindset, I'm going to do everything my coach tells me to do so I can scale my business. Do you know I did everything my coach told me to do and it exhausted me? It made my business clunky. I ran out of money implementing and paying for this and that and this and that. And finally, by the end of the year, I said, I got to take all of this off. None of this is working. The goal isn't to give you strategies that don't work for you. The goal is to give you strategies that work for you and your business, your energy and your capacity, the marketing strategy that makes you in alignment. That's the goal. So if you found yourself following this guru, that guru, implementing all these things, and you're not seeing the results you want, chances are you have the wrong marketing strategy that does not match your personality or your capacity or energy. And I want to show you the one that does. And that's what we show you in the Convert Content to Cash Challenge. So if you're in here and you're like, I needed this strategy, I just gave you the entire information. But what did I tell you was missing in order for you to get the transformation? That's the implementation piece. You have the knowledge now, but if you never execute, you will not have 10K months. You will not have 50K months. So if you're like, Star, I'm serious and I'm ready. I just gave you a glimpse into the challenge. Now it's time to do the work. And this is actually how I work with all my clients. I'd rather you see the teaching in advance so that when you join the challenge, it's all about implementation. Now we have 2 levels for the challenge. We have the VIP experience and the diamond experience. The VIP experience is for the business owners where you don't like being treated regular schmegula. You want special attention. You want to be able to ask your questions and get them answered. That's what happens in VIP. And you can join us. That's the first level. I threw in a bonus for my other VIPers. For the first 5 people to sign up, you get to join me in a VIP mixer before the challenge starts. That VIP mixer, we get to meet personally, right? So I get to meet you before the challenge starts. And I want to share with you a VIP high visibility strategy for sales. But that's only for the first 5 people to sign up. If you're number 6, you won't get this. Now, here's the thing. We also have diamond experience. And diamond experience is for the business owners where you value elitism and exclusivity. So you know that your business is amazing and you know that you just want some special attention. So for my diamond experience members, you actually get a one-on-one elite content strategy session with me before the challenge starts, which means we get to help set you up for success in the challenge. Right? Keith and Vanessa actually signed up for the Diamond Experience. And when they signed up, they were in the challenge with somebody else who had the VIP experience. And their videos came out so much better, not just because they were great at creating the videos, but because they had that extra session that told them how to speak to their clients. This person, she didn't have that. So when she was putting out her content, it wasn't speaking to her clients, right? So if you're someone where you're like, I want the unfair advantage, I want to be able to take off immediately in the challenge so I can see results, sign up for the Diamond Experience and don't delay, because that allows you to know this is how I speak to my clients. This is how I reach my clients so that I can be able to, in the challenge, create the videos that speak directly to them. Right? Yep. Keith and Vanessa are writing in the chat right now. They said, yes, we were Diamond, had clarity immediately. It only takes 30 minutes to get clarity. And here's the thing. When you have clarity, you then become confident. When you become confident, you can then create the content. And when you create the content, you then get the cash. That's a true strategy. They were confident and clear in the challenge. So they knew this is how I speak to my people. The other person, she was in VIP, but she didn't get that strategy. And so she constantly just felt like, okay, well, how do I do this? How do I do that? So if you recognize I want an unfair advantage in the challenge, join us for the Diamond Experience. When I send you the challenge link on your page, all you have to do is scroll down. So you'll click the link, you'll scroll down, and it will give you the option for VIP, and it will give you the option for Diamond. And you choose what's best for your business. Okay? So the challenge is for the coach where you're already at 6 figures and you're using social media. You already have an audience on social media, but you don't know how to convert those followers into customers. In the challenge, we help you to do that. Now, here's the thing. Some of you are not at 6 figures yet. You can still join the challenge. I have worked with clients where they haven't hit 6 figures yet, but they have an audience. And I showed them how to convert it, and they were able to get 6 clients in 1 month because I showed them how to convert their audience, made their money back like there was no tomorrow. The challenge is also for the business owner where you're already established. You're getting sales through word of mouth and referrals. And you know that you want to sell in your videos, but you don't know what to say in your videos without sounding salesy. We show you how to do that in a challenge. The challenge is also for the successful coach or service provider where sales isn't your issue. You get sales galore. What you want is visibility. You want your influence to match your income so that you can make a bigger impact. And you're not sure how to do that. So we want to show you how to do that in social media. There are some of you right now where you are watching people who are younger than you, make more money than you, and get bigger deals than you. And you're wondering, is it because they're younger? No, it's because they know marketing and you don't. So we get to show you that in the challenge. So if you're serious, you're ready to invest, not just finances, but time into your marketing. All you have to do if you're on TikTok is click the orange button at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen and DM me the word challenge accepted along with your email address, and I'll personally send you an invite to the challenge. If you're on Instagram and LinkedIn, all you have to do, hey, Beauty Marked by God, how you doing, honey? All you have to do is DM me the word challenge accepted along with your email address, and I'll personally send you an invite. If you are on YouTube and you're watching the replay, comment the word challenge accepted, and I will send you an invite to the challenge. The challenge gets started on July 7th. So we're getting really close. It's either you're in or you're out. It's either you making sales or you making excuses. That's up to you. People who are making sales, you'll do whatever it takes to get in the challenge so that you're set up for September. Imagine 5 days you're learning how to create content that sells. You're implementing the strategies that we are teaching you. And 30 days later, you're starting to see the leads come in. How would that shift your business? But those of you who are like, oh, it's summertime, I'm going on vacation, I just want to hang out. 30 days later, you'll still be in the same place. September will come, you'll still be in the same place. This challenge is for the people who's ready for the next level of their business, not the same place. So I'm looking forward to seeing you in there. I'll be back again tomorrow with another topic. My topic tomorrow is you made 100K through referrals. Here's what to do next. So if you have made $100,000 through referrals in your business, I'm going to show you what to do next to double that. Y'all have a great day.